Lea Michele is back trending on Twitter after the cast of the upcoming big screen version of the Broadway musical Wicked was announced, and Lea Michele has not been cast. This is the second big Broadway role she wasn't cast in this year, the first being the revival of Funny Girl in 2022. Now, if you know Lea, then you know that she's a huge fan of both shows. She has said that on a number of occasions. But there's a reason as to why Hollywood isn't casting Lea Michele anymore, and it's not pretty. From making sets a living hell to starting unnecessary drama. Let's talk about this and more only in today's video. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to BTS. I'm your host Lindsay Ivan, and today we are looking at the top 10 reasons Hollywood won't hire Lea Michele. Before I begin, help us out, smash that like button, comment something down below, and obviously subscribe to our channel. Now, we'll get on with the video. Starting off this countdown, we have her Wickedness. Pun intended. So just recently, Ariana Grande let her followers know that she'll be starring in the upcoming Wicked movie with Tony-winning actor Cynthia Erivo, a role that Lea wanted to get. If you've seen Glee, then you know that Lea's character Rachel Berry even sang Defying Gravity from Wicked. In 2019, Lea said it would be incredible if she could be in Wicked. But that won't be happening, and people think it's because of Lea's own wicked behavior. She has been exposed by a number of her fellow acting colleagues. People have called her rude, terrifying, manipulative, and a nightmare, among other things. From 2006 to 2008, Lea starred in the Broadway musical Spring Awakening. Fellow cast member Marcus S. Daniels said that Michele was, and I quote, abusive, rude, condescending, and at many times downright cruel. He continued on calling her out, saying, "There was no excuse for your behavior. You have so much talent, but there is so much hate within your heart. Everyone who has worked with you carries those memories with them." So it seems like Lea is literally Rachel in real life. Moving on to number 9, we have the living hell. Earlier this year, during the Black Lives Matter movement, Lea tweeted out in support. She tweeted, and I quote, "George Floyd did not deserve this. This was not an isolated incident and it must end." And then she used the hashtag Black Lives Matter. Well, Samantha Ware, former Glee cast member, responded to that tweet and called Lea out. In all caps, she tweeted, "LMAO, remember when you made my first television gig a living hell? 'Cause I'll never forget. I believe you told everyone that if you had the opportunity, you would in my wig," amongst other traumatic microaggressions that made me question a career in Hollywood. That is insane. Another time, Lea didn't like how Samantha was acting on set and threatened to have her fired. Needless to say, she makes sets a living hell. In our 8th spot, we have being unpleasant. Another Glee co-star, Heather Morris, ended up tweeting out in support of Samantha, coming forward calling out Lea Michele. She said, and I quote, "Was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so. For Lea to treat others with the disrespect that she did for as long as she did, I believe she should be called out." Then, former RuPaul's Drag Race contestant Willem also came forward. Willem made an appearance on the 4th season of Glee. They said, and I quote, "Lea treated me so subhuman, I left the set of Glee. Pass the popcorn." Nobody wants to work in a toxic environment. Good for them for leaving. Coming in our 7th spot, we have being disrespectful. Lea Michele can officially add being disrespectful to her list of talents on her acting resume. One of her former co-stars and understudy for Spring Awakening tweeted out saying, "You were nothing but a nightmare to me and fellow understudy cast members. You made us feel like we didn't belong there. I tried for years to be nice to you to no avail. Maybe actually apologize instead of placing the blame on how others perceive you." You'll probably just delete this though. He's not the only understudy to come forward though. Elizabeth Aldrich was Lea's understudy in Ragtime in 1998, and she said, and I quote, "She was absolutely awful to me and the ensemble. She demeaned the crew and threatened to have people fired if she was in any displeased. I used to cry every night from the mean and manipulative things she would do. She was 12. She was terrifying." Dude, she was only 12 and already had an attitude problem? And if sets condone this behavior, then she thinks that she can continue to get away with it, so she won't change her ways at all. In our 6th spot today, we have the Dictator. Lea Michele believes the world revolves around her. I'm sure you can tell that by now. When on set, she thinks that she has the power to dictate what goes on. For example, if someone gets on her nerves, Lea will apparently try to get them fired. Well, another person that exposed Lea would be actor Dabier Snell. He appeared on one episode of Glee in 2014. He tweeted saying, "Girl, you wouldn't let me sit at the table with the other cast members cause I didn't belong there. F you, Lea." Yikes. Okay, but Lea, that's not a very welcoming thing to do. She's literally just a big bully. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the racism. A number of cast members of color have come forward saying they felt that Lea's hate towards them was racially motivated. Then 30 Rock actor Keith Powell came forward and said, and I quote, "Lea Michele is a terrible human and has said terrible things to many different types of people, including racist microaggressions to/about black people," which is seemingly why Samantha was so ticked off about Lea's tweet about George Floyd. She's not practicing what she's been preaching. After word got out about Lea's behavior, HelloFresh dropped her from their partnership. They said that they do not condone racism nor discrimination of any kind, nor should anyone. In our 4th spot, we have the drama. On a number of sets, Lea has been known to try and start drama. On Glee, Lea tried to start drama with Naya Riviera. In an interview, she revealed, and I quote, "Lea and I were like two sides of the same battery. We are both strong-willed and competitive, not just with each other, but with everyone, and that's not a good mixture." As the show progressed, especially as Santana moved from a background character to one with bigger plot lines and more screen time, I think Lea, didn't like sharing the spotlight. It seemed like she blamed me for anything and everything that went wrong. If I'd complain about anyone or anything, she'd assume I was bitching about her. Soon she started to ignore me, and eventually it got to the point where she didn't say a word to me for all of season 6. Wow, that's tough. In our 3rd spot today, we have the attitude problem. Another one of Lea's former Glee colleagues, Chase Edmondson, outed Lea for a terrible interaction he had with her. So Chase worked in the production department for season 3 and 4 of Glee. According to him, he said, "My strongest memory of you was storming out of the Glee classroom set yelling, 'Does anyone have gum?' I was standing about 10 feet from you with gum already in hand. When I said, 'I do,' offering it to you, you just looked at me and said, 'Ew,' before walking off to Crafty on the next stage." I have no clue how she can just treat her colleagues with such disrespect. Come on now. In our 2nd spot, we have the background actors. Seems like everyone that worked with Lea Michele has been victimized by her, including the background performers. Mia Edwards was a background actor for season 6 of Glee. According to her, Lea made them feel as if they were nothing, and often referred to the background actors as cockroaches. Like what? And if any background actors looked at Lea, she'd be like, "Ugh, don't look at me, don't make eye contact, ugh, you cockroaches." That's not all though. According to her, while prepping for a scene on set, Lea, and I quote, "walked by me and burped in my face. This loud burp. Directly, almost face to face. It wasn't even like, oh, she wouldn't have known. She knew she burped in my face." 2 other people saw it and an operator said, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry she did that." I was just like, yeah, whatever, you're on set trying to be professional, you're not trying to make a huge deal about things. After the 2nd or 3rd take, she walked by me and stepped on my foot really hard. You know when you bump into someone, you can feel it. Again, nothing, no reaction, like I wasn't even there. It made me feel like I was nothing. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the Lookalike. So back in September of 2009, a number of actors were hired to work as lookalikes at a Glee premiere party. These lookalikes had to resemble the show's characters and they would perform at the party. So this one girl was hired as the Rachel Berry lookalike. And listen what she had to say. She said, and I quote, "I didn't know my character was the lead, let alone who played her. When the actors arrived at the event and found out there were lookalikes of them, Lea came searching for me. When she saw me, she said, 'Oh my god, could they have picked someone uglier?' Corey Monteith saw the look on my face and said, 'Don't listen to her, she's just jealous, you're beautiful.' I never forgot that." Okay, wow, that's intense, and this list could go on and on, so if you want to see part 2, then let me know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video, Top 10 Celebrities We Were Warned Not to Trust. Number 1 should have been Lea Michele. Sorry, not sorry. Blue Spruce commented, "Always nice to see Lindsay Houston. Hey, thank you, love ya." Lady Dietin123 commented, "For the love of all that is God and holy, it is Us Weekly, as in just the 2 of us." Oh, I think I said US Weekly. My bad, it's my bad. I don't pay attention to like the tabloids and the magazines and stuff like that, so my bad, sorry. Do you work for them? You seem to take personal offense there. Maureen Strelo commented, "Danny Tanner, not Turner." I will lie, I did say Danny Turner, but in the script I wrote Tanner. It was a long day, I was tired, and I read Turner. My bad. Half the comments on that video are, "It's Tanner, it's the Tanner family." Sorry, okay? You know what, I really love like Friends, so if somebody got like like a name wrong on Friends, I'd probably do the same thing, but still, it makes me feel bad. I'm sorry guys, I apologize. Sorry, don't come for me. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to BTS for more BTS videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you.